Lord comes in.
Bo is already looking for that re-engage onto this Mordekaiser. Bacon Pancakes going into the death realm with Fish McGish, managing to try and do enough damage here. They are going to be able to pick up that kill. They are going to have the extra stats. Galio's coming in for the double knockup. Nice bit of engage, just counter.
Still an issue, and try and burn that flash as we see a dive on the bot side.
Already looking for that dive. We have W1D1 diving in on top of the Braum. Glacial Flash is going to come out. It's going to find the Ash, knocking up right there. We have a TP coming out as well as we are seeing the Mordekaiser coming in to join this fight. That is going to be a double kill. Kenny Hammer Spike manages to take down Turtle of Doom.
This Cleaver, which is excellent, of course, going against the massive amount of armor he finds himself against on the likes of the Mordekaiser. But the sheer amount of... Oh, here we go.
Glacial Prison is going to find Bacon Pancakes as they're going to be taken down. They're going to be a double stun coming out as well. We do not see the Death Realm brought out quite yet as Bacon is getting brought, except though he's going to choose to hold on to it and he's going to go down. That is going to be a shutdown going into the pocket. Do see that Wukong not quite able to get the right knockout. Black Venom getting flashed on, dropping ult onto Boexplode. Boexplode's taking tower damage. Tower damage doesn't do anything, unfortunately. Kenny Hammer Spike is just going to jump in onto Black Venom, getting the shots off, getting the triple kill. We see the Grand Skyfall coming out. Pantheon just is absolutely devastating. We see Bacon Pancakes in the background going into the Death Realm, trying to take this one out. Does manage to pick up a down gold, but unfortunately has 4 members.
Okay, we're silent, but wait, you see right here.
You were doing.
Oh, it's intro. It's me, dude. Okay, all right. It's intro. All right, here's the intro.
Wait, I'm introing. I thought you were doing the. Okay, anyways, guys, welcome to the FOF broadcast. With me is FOF Brendan. I'm UBC Block, and we are casting Team Wash versus Team Really Late Sign Up. Perhaps the start of a long-standing grudge in the FOF community.
We're starting cast already, and we can see, if you guys see the client zooming in and out, by the way, this is from our friendly neighborhood jungler named Utility Monster, also known as Josh, trolling draft on his first day. It just makes a lot. Look, what is he doing? What, like, all right, we got a Sivir pick, by the way, from Team Wash. I don't know who's drafting for them, but I heard they have a massive ego.
Yeah, I heard 2 of the best Valorant players in the FF community drafted both these games. I'm not sure what there is in common between Valorant and League of Legends, other than that they're both developed by Riot Games, a small indie company, notable for producing a really great client with great spectator functionality. But speaking of Sivir is like one of the best characters on the patch, honestly. Got nerfed a little bit, but still super strong. The AoE damage from the bouncing blades is really good. It's going to be answered by Seraphine Volibear, an interesting choice.
Yeah, they're battle busting on the team of RLS. Of course, this was drafted by Jeff Great God Gamer, your teammate, Close.
Yeah, he's okay at drafting. I mean, not sometimes he suggests champions, so then Utility Monster vetoes them in champion select. But I mean, this Sivir versus Seraphine dynamic is kind of interesting because Sivir wants to group, and also like Seraphine really wants to group. But then, like, Seraphine's team wants to stand in one spot, and then Sivir, like, wants the enemy team to stand in one spot so they can get the Sivir AoE. So I don't really know how this dynamic is played. I've only seen it 2 or 3 times in my own games, and I feel like Sivir has the edge in those types of interactions, but it's really extreme. Like, either Seraphine's team takes 0 damage, and then everyone in Sivir's team dies, or Sivir just auto-attacks 16 times, and then everyone dies to, like, 1 collector trigger on the other team. So we'll see. We'll really have to see.
And Wash decides to pick for Shyvana and Bill's favorite champion in all of League of Legends, the Maokai.
Oh man, that is a super good champion.
You think so? You think that maybe Brian Sang is the person that taught him to play it? We're gonna get Annie banned?
It's possible. Annie banned?
Shout out to you, dude!
I have heard some rumors of Pure Llama dabbling in Annie. I think Pure Llama is also a fellow connoisseur of Fire Girl. So that's going to be banned, and I think that does make sense. You know, you have the Sivir Maokai, you have a ton of engage, you have a lot of AoE CC, so then why not just slap Annie on this team, run in, flash ult Seraphine? So I think taking that off the table makes a lot of sense. Whoever banned that, super great decision, genius plan.
I'd have to agree, honestly. Pressing R is probably really good. Probably number is a lot bigger. And RLS with their famous Volibear flex pick, by the way.
Volibear could be played in multiple roles. I haven't seen a lot of Volibear mid, but jungle and top lane are still available.
Did you know the number is big on the win rate according to lawlytics.com/utilitymonster?
Wow. When are we going to get that sponsorship? Anyway, Mordekaiser gets locked in here, and that's possibly into... I guess they don't really know. It could be Shyvana top, it could be Maokai top. I'm sure Mordekaiser would be very happy to play against Maokai top, so I'm almost 90% sure that this Maokai is going to support role for Build a Pony. Don't expect to see that flexed purposefully into the Mordekaiser. I don't really know how the Shyvana matchup goes, but I imagine it's okay for Shyvana since she has the stats to challenge him, but also can kind of play more range and kite him out in team fights. So overall, I think they'd be happy winning Shyvana into Mordekaiser, but it's actually the Olaf hover. That is also a great pick into Mordekaiser.
Yeah, Olaf's definitely going top here with the current team. I mean, I know the plan because I drafted it. And the Olaf into Mordekaiser is a decent, it's a decent counter matchup, I suppose. I wouldn't really say it's a counter matchup, it's more like a skill matchup. And we're getting the Victor, which is a shout out to literally all the FF community. One of the most picked champions of all of FF, actually.
Yeah, there's a lot of Victor contests. Did you know that I play Victor?
I also play Victor.
Wow, that's crazy. I actually have a positive win rate on Victor in solo queue. However, my captain refuses to let me play Victor because I did poorly in one game. So that's why I've been on Annie duty since then. But anyway, now that we finished this draft, the Zed is locked in. That's very interesting. They do kind of need that physical damage threat from that last pick on RLS, since they do have the Seraphine, they have the Mordekaiser. Volibear is kind of physical damage, but it's honestly more hybrid, and you're not really counting on Volibear for that sustained physical damage. So Zed gives them a little bit of a different dimension. I'm kind of worried about the overall front-to-back damage from RLS, but I guess they're just going to leverage the Seraphine sustain and the Janna instead. So rather than like DPSing the enemy front line, their front line is just not going to die, and then they're going to kind of walk into team wash. And that seems okay, but they are against Sivir Victor and Maokai, which are not really champions you want to walk into. So overall, like these, I really have a hard time visualizing how these team comps play out. I don't really know who has the advantage out of draft.
Really interesting. I was going to ask you who you thought was going to win this draft. So Clovis, I have a question for you before we get to it. Did you go to the Joshi bootcamp?
The Joshi bootcamp? I mean, I did actually play competitive buys with Joshi for a good stretch of time, almost a year.
So Joshi put all the casters into bootcamp, and he told me that I'm supposed to talk about the most interesting pick in the champion select and talk about it for exactly 5 minutes, specifically.
Oh, okay. Yeah. If I know Joshi, he loves Seraphine, so we should talk about Seraphine, his favorite champion.
That's a great point. We can just get in the game, because I don't want to talk about Seraphine.
Seraphine is the best character in the game. You have infinite scaling, infinite damage. It's the best champion in the game. Everyone should pick Seraphine, and I don't know why Proteins aren't picking Seraphine Bot, the best champion in the game.
I've drilled
Shout out to Joshi.
Wasp, by the way. I taught them what a 5-point is. If they do not know what this is, I've automatically told them their punishment. Also, if they lose, we're going to do something called the 5-gallon mile, which is from boxing. But of course, we play League of Legends, so no one boxes here.
That's crazy. I dabble in I don't want to say I am a boxer, but I dabble in hand-to-hand combat. It's cool.
Would you say it's Mortal Kombat, or?
No, not always. It's usually immortal combat.
Oh shit.
As death is not the intended consequence. However, we have a great 5-point here.
Beautiful.
War Leader is playing the upper point of the fan, whereas GodX Anime playing the middle. I wonder if that's Build a Pony's input on the fan formation, as UB does prefer to allocate jungle mid for the fan so that you don't telegraph your jungle route. But overall, it doesn't make a huge difference.
It's a bit of a tiny adaptation that UB and really FF as a whole does. As you said, most of the time pro player and junglers are usually at the top brush. But as you said, they like to hide this route, and we're going to see a bot lane leash from both sides here.
Yeah, and we saw that sneaky ward there. I think Llama dropped it. If we get the scoreboard open, we can check the ward timers. Thank you. And yeah, I believe that was Victor's ward. So Pure Llama dropping that ward into the Raptors will give them a lot of information on War Leader's plan this game. And we already see the shove coming in from the middle lane. So we're going to see if that's a pivot point, and if Kaori can eventually scale up. You know, Zed's good early, but not at level 1. You do get kind of range champed on in the early levels, so I'm not too worried about that. We'll see if Kaori is able to turn things around these first couple levels. As long as they stay healthy and get all this CS, it's going to be all right.
Yeah, as you said, the Pure Llama award is actually a award that I love for my team and my teammates to do especially. It gives a lot of coverage on really probably the second most important non-buff camp, which is the Raptors. Because most junglers always clear with their Gromp, and the Raptors is very important for XP and health. And we're going to see a big fight here with PJ Salk. Nice trade here.
Yeah, gonna fight for control. So we really have a pushing advantage from kind of mid-bottom right now from Wash. That's, I think, to be expected. Seraphine's not the greatest early, not that Silver's great, but you know, you can't just non-interactively shut the wave. You're less mana-gated. And we do have that ranged pressure in the middle lane. Kaori keeping even CS, so it's not going to be a huge issue. And both junglers are padding towards the top side of the map. Shyvana has a bit of tempo, that makes sense. Shyvana is a slightly faster clear than Volibear early. We'll see if that ends up making a difference in this top fight, maybe for crowd control.
Both junglers are. It looks like they're going to have to full clear now, which actually means they're going to be. There could be the fight this crab, or there could be a fight this top lane. Of course, actually really smart back here by Olaf getting a cheater recall so that he cannot be ganked. See a tiny trade there. There's nothing going to be happening mid though. I don't think. No, which is Bob.
Trading really aggressively to fight for this wave control and loses a lot of health. I think Llama will be able to initiate a freeze off of this, which is quite interesting. I didn't notice this earlier, but Pure Llama also does have Cleanse, an interesting choice. You do have the Cleanse defensively for the Ignite, but it's also not really the strongest early game center spell. It will, hold that thought, build a pony. Ignite goes down, Kaori kiting back towards the rapid camera. Great shadow juke by Gonix. He's awaiting first blood. Goes over the side of Wash, and they're going to build up a comfortable gold lead off the back of that first kill.
This is actually really good by Bill. This is one of the things I think he does best as a support player, is that he understands roam timings pretty well. He comes up from this top lane. You can't really do anything bot right now, and he comes in, gets his kill on the... Oh, we're going to see the tiny trade. I don't think anything happens. This tiny kill on the mid in the first play. Oh, we're getting another
they're back. Godx Anime, he's not done yet. Build a pony looking for violence. Twisting advance. Godx Anime gets the damage off. Tef is going to limp away from that one, and no kills go down, but this wave is in a horrible spot for Tef. He's not going to be able to, they won't be able to reset this wave. And Tef, they're just going to have to chill over here and get zoned up. That's so sad. Oh, gosh.
Oh, I think we're going to get a gank here with the Volibear. Boom, blast.
Return gank, cleanse blown instantly, but Llama goes down to the Ignite. Kaori holding that. Great discipline on the summoner spell usage. Oh man, I feel so bad for them. Tef is just, oh, this wave is so gross.
Very smart
to try and reset it, but with no mana, build a pony, looking for more damage. Erebus getting that damage in. Death God himself looking for his subtopic of his domain of influence. I don't know where I was going with that. No death happens yet.
Really smart gank by RLS there, realizing that there's no sums on the mid lane. We're going to clear this. Very smart. Helping out their 80 carry back. Unselfish play. Maybe they're playing.
Yeah, Tef is gonna have a really hard time counter crashing this wave because they have literally 50 mana, so it's like one spell. Scale will try to help them out, maybe with the tornado, but they're not gonna have a great reset timing. And Silver's gonna come back with the double long sword, the dagger. Erebus is gonna be very happy. I'm actually really surprised they didn't have quite enough gold. I assumed he would have had the nude quiver completion, but not quite. Just a little bit shy.
I think that it actually is the reason is because he went D-Blade instead, which...
Oh, that's correct. Yeah, good point. Oh, PJ Salt, though, caught a little unawares. Level 5 to level 6 has to flash away defensively. A little unfortunate there. I'm not sure what happened with the back timings, but it looks like Anti was able to cash in with that teleport advantage to the Ignite of PJ Salt. Has that Seeker's Arm Guard completed, a bit of a level advantage from catching those extra waves. And PJ Salt was forced back to only by a longsword. Llama in some danger here. War Leader, he's out for blood. We'll find out what happens later as PJ Salt is fighting in Death Run, doesn't have access to the ultimates. Kiting back out of the tower. Anti looking for the kill. Secures it, but meanwhile on the bottom side of the map, Wash is securing the dragon using their bottom lane advantage. RLS doesn't want to just let that happen, but they may have to as their health bars are a bit too low. They're limping away from that one, and we're going to be thrown right into the replay. Take us away, Brendan.
Okay, so again, they're punishing the mistake when it comes to not having summoner spells in both these solar lanes. Oh, nice dip. Okay, with dipping daggers by Pure Llama. Nice. We see the top lane die when it comes to Mordekaiser. And of course, Olaf had to blow his flash earlier in that trade that we saw in the top lane. RLS is doing really good punishing Wash's summer spell timers.
Great analysis. Thanks, Brendan.
Yeah.
This is why we pay you the big bucks. That was a good take.
Speaking of big bucks, by the way, did you know that my name is Chris Sung and I actually opened a Patreon? We play a lot of League of Legends. I made FOF. That's it.
Speaking of FOF, Bill Ponies is fighting the bot lane. Gonna have to interrupt you. Their escape is on fire with that ignite. The sapling maybe getting this slow off. F trying to trade autos with Sivir, but that's not going to be an advantageous trade. And Escape lives with both summoner spells, but with this low health bar, there is potentially a dive opportunity coming out here for Bill the Pony to initiate that twisted advance. War Leader, however, is on the bottom side of the map to protect his duo lane.
And when I was ineptly and strategically talking about the replay, we saw that the dragon went down. I think there's going to be a tiny gank from War Leader. They're really pushed
they don't
up
know. Ooh, this is maybe
nice
a good
flow.
setup. And Sivir Spell Shield doesn't go off on anything. Built Pony level 4, no access to the ultimate. And Erebus is going to go down to Tef. They secure a kill for themselves. That's going to be an advantage they need. Getting gold into that Seraphine. Seraphine is the heart and soul of this team comp. The more money Seraphine has, the better. And RLS puts the money where it needs to go. They're
Yeah, it's really
investing.
important for Sivir to use her spell sheet on the stun, and unfortunately she just wasted it on the Jaina Tornado. There's going to be a push here. It might be...
Meanwhile, on top side of Mount Godix, Anime, huge fireball, Ignite is ticking, anti-flashing away, gets his shield, might be able to live under the tower in a great pull, nearly saves his life, but PJ, okay, he's not gonna go for it. I think PJ can actually dive there if he's confident, commits his ultimate, but it's a little bit spooky. Respect, just keeping the wave, taking those small wins, you know. You're not sure, don't go for it.
I think he could have potentially died from there, and I think you're right. I think he should have probably ulted to get the movement speed, hopefully. And fortunately for Pure Llama, the fact that he's down a couple CS right now, but it's not a disaster for Wash. They're down 2 kills, but they're up a dragon and Clovis. This is the lull state of the game. So to
The
do
lull
this,
state. I
unless
think
I'm
we should talk about something funny, like, I don't know, Batman. How do you feel about Batman?
Have you ever played the video games of Batman, by the way? Like,
Oh, I haven't. Like the Arkham Asylum games?
they're actually kind of like lit, honestly.
Okay, I believe it.
I was actually a big Batman fan when I was younger.
Yeah. Have you changed?
We live in a society now, so for the most part,
Okay.
I don't like Batman anymore because
Wow.
it's a
It's
society.
rough. It's true. It does a little bit slightly upset me that even though Batman has billions of dollars at his disposal, he thought the best way to use his money was to build himself a militarized mechanical suit. And then, oh, did we just see this? No, this is a different gank. Okay, War Leader is here for the counter gank and is fighting. And PJ Salt is super low, has to kite out, and all the health bars are just too low. RLS secures 2 more kills on the top side of the map. They have the numbers advantage. Kaori, she gets there first. And Llama's content just to crash the middle wave isn't much more than Victor can do there, but bottom lane's fighting this time too. Erebus is continuing to get damage off, but without the ultimates available in either support. Hold on, we're fighting mid lane too. Kaori is going to escape. We don't know who okay, they both bottom laners live, and Kaori throws out the ignite. Neither flash getting blown by either mid laner, which is quite shocking. And we're just up fighting everywhere, Brendan.
This is actually a pretty good macro. I mean, it looks like that they're just chaos and there's like a old Taz game, but as you see, there's multiple people going top lane, so the mid lane felt like he could fight the mid laner, and the bot lane felt like they could fight as well. Of course, knowing what the junglers is pretty good when it comes to battling, especially.
Yeah,
Wait,
you don't want to battle without knowledge. Knowledge is power. And Pure Llama is going to flash away. War Leader looking for the kill. Kaori converts, but the health bars are super low. Godix Anime looking for revenge. Revengeance, you might say, and doesn't have the Dragon Form available, though. But is there anywhere for the RLS members to escape to? They find the Solid Snake Metal Gear Solid Blast Plan, and Kaori is that executed. Executed is War Leader channeling recall. Do they know where he is? Where is he? Godix Anime! Oh my god! They get away with highway robbery. What is this?
That is the greatest escape I've seen since my dad left me, honestly. Dude, what is happening? We have to, it's not an F4 season without a dad joke, by the way. And we're gonna see I can't believe you get the Metal Solid, like, actual escape by both Kaori and War Leader, by the way.
Yeah, that's kind of nuts. I mean, they do have RLS Escape on their team, so maybe they're channeling a little bit of that energy.
That's actually
they don't call him that for nothing.
It's plus 5 points. I'm especially, I think, with name synergy.
Yeah. Oh, Llama here. So I think with these fights, Wash really needs to get here early and set up. If they can get that laser poke from Victor and Shyvana, they get that boomerang poke from Sivir pre-fight, that's going to help them a lot. Sure, Seraphine has the sustain, but if they can kind of deter the engage by controlling the choke points. I know Joshi loves choke points, so we should talk about the choke points. Victor and Sivir, they can stop them from moving in, and that's kind of what they're doing now, but RLS has already made it into the river. They're looking for the fight here. Seraphine, what? Steals mountain drink! I didn't even know damage objectives build. The pony is going to go down, and it looks like Wash fighting for their lives. Erebus is going to have to limp away with GodX, Anime, and Llama also goes down. Huge win for RLS. Not only do they get the dragon, they win the fight, and crushingly so.
This is one of the best parts about RLS's team is they've been playing together forever. We're going to see another fight here. Oh, okay, no, we're swapping back for a replay. Slow-mo into not slow-mo. We're going to see this. Look at this. Seraphine gets it on. Wow. So tragic. And
so unfortunate, yeah.
I think this fight in general is really a consequence of Wash not playing together enough. They let RLS into this choke point. Unfortunately, the smite is a... It's unfortunate. We can't really like.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. Yeah. Mechanical thing, you know.
But letting them into the choke point is really the big issue. I think. Okay. All right. So we're just, dude. Every time we look at the top lane, I think they're gonna battle and they just walk away. It's actually kind of menacing.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, with the choke points, the Wash has to control the choke. If you allow the Seraphine Battle Bus comp into the river, it's so hard to fight. But if you can stop them, or at least get so much damage that it's impossible for them to commit after, using the Victor Storm, you have the Sivir Boomerang, you have Shyvana Dragon Breath even, you have Maokai Ultimate, you have to use these tools to keep them out. Like, once they're already inside your team, with the Seraphine healing going off, there's no way you can really fight your way back, especially at this gold deficit.
It's really important to see where Victor placed his Gravity Storm. Unfortunately, it was slightly in front of the choke point, which allowed RLS to walk in. Of course, you know, they used the Battle Bus, the Seraphine ulti, to walk in there, and as you said, it's just over from that point once they get past that choke point.
Yeah, I think maybe the saving grace they have is that the Seraphine comp is normally super good scaling. You know, it's one of the better scaling champions in the game, but they do kind of lack an AD carry type champion. They don't have sustained physical damage. So there is a world where GodX Anime and PJ just become so huge and they run in with the Sivir ultimate. And then with the on the hunt speed, they can just barrel through the entire RLS comp and then beat up Seraphine without enough protection. But that is going to be really difficult through the escapes peeling as well. So I don't know. I'm kind of worried here for Wash.
It's getting a little worrisome. I mean, the DPS is a little bit of an issue, but I think I would prefer Wash's late game when it comes to the two sides. So I think Victor scales very well. Sivir, of course, scales very well. Right. Shyvana scales very well. So the game's not completely over yet. They really need to, hopefully, on the side of Wash, stack these dragons, learn when to punish the choke points, and hopefully Olaf can get back into this game. I think Olaf getting back into the game is pretty impactful.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good point, is that normally Seraphine is like the best scaling comp in the game, but the nature of the Wash draft, Llama and Erebus kind of naturally counter the Battle Bus strategy. You know, if you're funneling everyone into melee range, then Victor and Sivir get the freedom to kite back and free hit. That is a way they can still win. So I think they have a little bit of a natural compositional advantage, even though they are behind. And honestly, even though it's 1 kills to 8, there hasn't really been a bunch of tower kills or anything to see for that. So the gold lead's actually not crazy, not as much as you'd expect from a typical 1-in-8 game.
The biggest problem right now I see in the game is this level discrepancy in the top lane. It's going to be really hard for Olaf to even appear in this lane at the moment. And Cowrie's had nice movements there, starting to dive, backs off here. And alright, we're going to see a battle here, I think, for this Rift Herald. We're going to leave Sivir alone in the bot lane, and Bill is roaming up to this top lane, hopefully to get a battle if he can see one.
Yeah, I do know you love battling Fang over Fang. And PJ Soul, speaking of battling, maybe trying to avoid a battle of his own, but Cowrie, she finds the damage, huge lethal burst, and with the ultimate just teleports to safety. That was a pretty clean kill, and with that numbers advantage, they are going to fight for the Rift Herald, but with the dual lane rotating up by RLS, there is maybe a kill here going down in mid. War Leader trying to peel for his team. Llama exiting to safety, but GodX Anime is looking for kills and doesn't quite find it. Escape is just escaping, as they say, and Build a Pony is going to go down instead. I thought this was going to be a wash favor fight because they end up starting it, but there's just not quite enough damage to find that conversion through the double enchanter. Seraphine and Janna just both barely live. That's so rough.
That is so tragic that they could not get any kills here. RLS just pulling out these escapes, as you said, over and over and over again for Wash. We just gotta see where they battle this Shelly, by the way. Is it Shelly? What is the name of the Tail? Does it have a name?
I mean, everyone calls it Shelly. I like to call it Harold, like the masculine name Harold. I think it's funny, but everyone calls it Shelly. Oh, do you have any hot Rift Herald name takes?
I don't think I do, actually. I've never thought about the Herald's gender identity or their name, dude.
Yeah, I
feel like I should, since I battle it like every game.
Yeah, right. Like it's kind of a big part of the game, but it also gets summoned from like the Void. You know, like is gender real in the Void? Like, does Vel'Koz have gender? I feel like Vel'Koz is gender neutral, for example, but we're gonna have to hold that thought as War Leaders jumping in the entire enemy team squishes Build a Pony like a tiny bug, and Wash is running for the hills. And by the hills, I mean their bottom jungle, and they are going to posture and try and fight for this dragon, but without their Maokai, they have very few ways to enter the pit now. Maybe GodX Anime can go for the Miracle Steal, but I think they're just giving up on this play, and they're instead turning their sights to the middle lane. RLS is going to finish the dragon, they're going to rotate. Is the fight going to happen? Not quite. Wash is going to not handshake on this one, down member, a wise choice, and they will just back out once again.
Goodbye, Wash, to understand that they cannot fight for this dragon once Bill goes down. Unfortunately, I think they're getting qualitative at the moment. I think the main difference of this game is the fact that RLS is a group of friends that have been playing forever, while Wash has practiced one time, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, especially in the start of the tournament, you know, whoever has that kind of in-built, like, synergy from the gate, you're always going to have that leg up. And you know, it's a long season, so there's a lot of time for teams to kind of gel, figure things out. So you know, you're always playing for next game. Is an FOF playing for next game, next match, next series, next season, and there's always room for improvement. And I think with this initial Wash roster, we were super high on this team, and I think they are still really good. They just kind of got to iron out a little bit of these early skirmishes. Figure out what their identity is. That's kind of the hardest part of having 5 players, even if they're all individually good. It's like, how do we win? Maybe how they win is GodX Anime just running in here and beating face, getting huge damage on the escape. The double enchanter is just so hard to kill. They just leave. They just walk with their feet.
Tragic. Over and over again. Escape gets so low and lives. Truly the escape artist.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't really think there's anything else to do. But like as you said, the thing about friend or foe in general is people that have been playing forever, like UB and RLS and these teams that we see. I don't think he's gonna die here. Teams that we see consistently at the top of the ranks is that they've been playing together, they like playing together. And Wash is a new team who themselves have not practiced much. Of course, PJ Salt, GodX Anime, and is his name Erebus now? I have no idea what ball.
It's Erebus. It's the Egyptian
Erebus?
god of death. I think it's Erebus.
That's huge compensation for someone that's bald, don't you think?
Yeah, kind of weird. But anyway, GodX Anime looking for some trade kills here, but I don't think it's gonna find any. Kaori, she gets huge, and she gets the kill. Oh my god, Kaori finished that off with Ignite.
Kaori, of course, is a assassin player, and really is making this Zed look pretty good. Of course, with the Zed buffs that I've just wrote out live.
Yeah, was that actually a Volitics approved champion? I've been trying to get my captain to approve it, but he says we never need physical damage mid laners, so it's back to Annie. But yeah, Kaori making this Zed look really good. They needed physical damage for the comp, and Zed's not traditionally like a sustained physical damage character. I was a little worried about how it's going to fit into this team comp. It's a little off theme with the battle bus.
Yeah.
But Kaori making it look really good. She is teleporting behind these kids and deleting them, whether they're squishy, whether they're melee, it doesn't really matter.
She's actually looking very good, especially for being off for so long. Of course. Oh, what? Wait, what? That's a thing? What?
Somebody put that in chat, but Build a Pony fights the most insane twisted advance I've ever seen. That actually makes War Leader flash. I guess it's consistent. Okay, let's throw it to the replay. I'm gonna do my detailed analysis. Alright. We see Build a Pony looking for blood. He finds the twisted advance on the War Leader. and then he shoots across the map. It's insane. But yeah, you know, Twisted Advance, it's a point and click, it's targeted, and then once you're in the air, you're going. So I'm pretty sure they did patch it like forever ago that it doesn't cross map follow teleports or recalls, because there was a funny bug for a while where if you Twisted Advance someone who's about to finish recalling, you would die in their fountain. But I guess that's removed from the game, but Hex Gates, still fair game for the Twisted Advance.
Richard took poor Bill the Pony out on a long journey to his Canes, or I think he was going to cross the map. He wanted to go home. He forced 2 ultis out. We're gonna see a nice slapping here. Dude, if I'm Bill the Pony, I'm crushed, by the way. I just got took onto a journey to a whole new universe and then teleported back for my team.
Yeah,
that was really a crushing journey there.
You just don't want to cancel the Hex Gates. You know, you need to stop you need to create Jace's isolation technocrat state, like in Arcane, the hit show on Netflix.
The hit show on Netflix?
Did you know that Jace canceled the Hex Gates in order to crack down on crime? That's crazy. There's probably a deep political take here. What are your thoughts on the Hex Gate cancellation by Jace in the hit show Arcane?
Dude, I thought you were gonna tell me what's my thoughts on crime. I'm like, wow, Clovis, okay?
No, we're not gonna go there. No. We're just talking about Arcane. Anyway, I don't really care what your answer is to that, because PJ Salt just captured the top tower. That's a big objective bounty back to Wash, and we'll see what they can do with that. They are down 5k gold, which is a lot, but honestly way less bad than it could be, like, given that they're 1-13. They still have life left in them, and more importantly, with the Maokai saplings, Build Pony can at least fight for vision control and get vision back without risking too much safety. So there are ways for Wash to still challenge these objective fights, but they're going to need to do it soon. If they can't fight this dragon, I think their grasp on the game is just going to slip further and further away. So I think this is the time they have to put their foot down. It doesn't look like they're challenging it. They're posturing instead towards the Baron.
Which is an interesting call. I think that trying to swap this Baron and try to force them off the dragon is a good call. It's more just as RLS just slays this Baron. I mean, slays this dragon very, very quickly. And as you said, like, well, you can see another fight here. I think Anti might just get out. Oh, nice claw to push them back. Nice flash. I think he's out of here.
He's walking.
Nice, dude. This is another RLS, man, is the Houdini right now. They're getting out of so many constraints and binds.
Yeah, they're getting away with so much, and I wonder if maybe Wash is a little bit struggling without a dedicated go-in button. You know, you have Engage. It's not like they lack Engage, but they're really relying on Build Pony flash rooting someone to get things started. Olaf and Shyvana are really good at fighting once they're in there, but they have a really hard time getting the fight started, you know? RLS is utilizing the walking away technology to deter these bruisers from beating their face in. And Godix Anime and PJ Salt, they're trying their best to work around it, but they are kind of finding it a struggle to get in there and get the damage off that they need.
Are you implying that RLS is using the secret technique that we teach elementary school kids, where you just walk away from conflict?
Yeah, that's crazy. It's just like, I actually don't want to fight you. I'm just leaving.
Maybe this is why Wash is battling so much, is because I never was taught that.
I guess. Maybe
Is this
that's
game
just part
is
of
this
their
game
coaching
a coach
philosophy.
diff? Is this game coach diff?
Maybe. It could be just a ginormous coach gap.
I was waiting. I can't say Twitch chat because my ADHD was going to look at the Twitch chat and try to cast from there, but I was promised multiple people saying coach diff in chat, so if I get to see that, I would really appreciate that game.
That would be pretty crazy. I do know you have a strong preference toward battling.
You know I like
Fang
battling.
over Fang. Yeah, that is one of your favorite things to do in League of Legends.
I like to battle a lot. It's I think it's very cathartic for the entire team. It's really
you probably
a good strategy.
whenever get to play on a team with Joshi then, because Joshi hates battling.
Well, there was actually a comment that Joshi made about me that I can't say for the PG viewers of the cast, but Joshi said,
"Oh my god."
It really hurt my feelings. He said that nobody would be a worse player to play with than me because I like to battle.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
you love battling, Joshi hates battling. I don't think it'd be an ideal match, you know. So, unfortunately,
you don't think it'd be a good marriage?
Joshi X Fang over Fang probably not going to be happening in a FOFT near you anytime soon.
You hate to see it, man. I was really hoping me and Joshi could get along.
That would be the Mythic Championship team for Season 7.
I think it's a good
But
play. All right, we're gonna see
speaking
another
of
battle.
Onyx Anime and PJ Cell, they're melee, they're battling another melee, and Anti is 1v2. Wait, no, he's 1v1 because it's the Shadow Realm, and I can't
does he
see
win?
the colorblind, and he gets the kill! And they're gonna find PJ, but PJ ulting away, flashing away. That's not how you want to have to use those abilities as Olaf, but PJ Salt may feel a little bit of his name there. He has to limp away from that battle. One of the things that he so much desired, battling.
This is just really unfortunate for Watch. I can't tell how many times they've tried to gank Mordekaiser, and Mordekaiser has won the 1v2, which is what's so strong about Mordekaiser is the fact that he can ult and force it into 1v1 battle. And then after he beats that 1v1 battle, he beats down and decides to do another 1v1 battle.
That's crazy, you know, it's just like Valorant, you know, instead of running out in the open and challenging everyone at the same time like a Giga Chad, you can simply clear one angle at a time, take separate 1v1 angles. Because similarly in League of Legends, if you can just 1v1 5 people in a row, that's way easier than 1v5ing.
Was that an ad? Are you adding me right now?
No, I mean, I wasn't thinking about anyone in particular. I was just, you know, it's just a kind of general strategic concept in video games.
You know, it felt a lot like you were talking specifically about me and someone that plays Neon that does not want to hit E. Ever.
Yeah. I mean, as Sun Tzu says, make sure to bait out their utility before you commit to the site.
That's what Sun Tzu said. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a pretty important section in the Art of War. You know, you need to use your boats to bait out their utility. You just make a lot of noise with your boats, and then they throw all their utility at your boat, and then they don't have it anymore.
That's really profound knowledge, dude. Thank you for sharing that with all of us.
Yeah. Anyway, Wash, they're trying to find the fight. The Maokai ultimate goes through, but it doesn't find anyone. The angle's a little bit off, and RLS just they keep walking away. It's so tilting. They just leave, and then they come back, and there's no way that Wash can get the fight started that they want. I think this is a situation where if you lack hard engage, it's so hard to punish the Seraphine comp from getting away with murder, and murder they have done. They're just walking places. They're just going.
I think
they just walk around.
Sun Tzu and the Viet Cong especially would appreciate RLS's strategy of taking the fights that they want to take. You know, they walk away from this Maokai ulti. They don't
fight on their terms, you know? Instead of being filled with a compulsive desire to battle, they instead leave while Anti is just destroying the entire base. He has the Baron buff. He's just beating up these buildings.
we're just trying to try to stop
Can he
these
do it?
back.
He can find escape. He's beating him up. That's the
Can we get a kill? Can we get a battle?
Kill him! Get him! He's a kill! Yes, just roll!
No, it's lost. It's over, dude. Oh, we're seeing Anti taking him into his dungeon, battling Pure Lava. Ulti. Does he kill him? Oh, flash.
He's cutting out, but the Star Wars!
Oh, we got it.
Rodix adding 100% kill participation. And they're gonna try and stall out this push in the middle lane, but they can't get the fight started. Every time they try to get into battling range, RLS just walks away. Is this the power of Seraphine?
Alright, Clovis. You're looking at the scoreboard.
I'm looking at my eyeballs.
Now I'm gonna ask you. Oh, we're gonna see a tiny battle here. I don't think. Yeah, we're gonna see Richard just chomp on those chickens, those wolves.
He canceled him.
He canceled? Okay.
He smited. Build the ponies
Just
here.
gonna
He has
walk
his
away.
crowd control, but war leader. He skates to lead another war.
Alright, Clovis. You look at the
Yeah.
scoreboard.
I'm looking.
We're down. We're bottom fragging. What's the
Okay,
only
okay.
way back into the game? Do you remember?
It's by an off.
No. That is definitely a good strategy. But you type in all chat.
Oh, okay.
We win the fight IRL. If you do that,
True.
you automatically win because it's a global taunt, by the way. It's a secret
that
strategy.
kind of makes sense. That makes sense. But you know, more importantly, you know, the heart and soul of the team is its coach, right? That kind of just makes sense, right?
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
And what would determine the outcome of the game is whose coach would win in a fight IRL.
Which is a good. Actually, okay. We thought about this, me and Jeff.
Okay. Yeah.
And-
Jeff is just kind of a small boy.
Right.
I don't know how tall you are, Brendan, or how strong you are.
I feel like you do know that though. The
A
thing
little
is
bit.
about Jeff is like he got hit by a car and he just walked away.
That's true. That is true.
And it's like maybe a single beer does take him out, but it's like if a car can't, I don't know if I can win the battle against a car. We know.
Yeah, I do know that you are a little smaller than a car, Brendan. I do know that.
That is
for a
accurate.
fact.
Yeah, that is accurate. And Jeff won against the car. Like he just, if you actually know the story, he just was like, he got hit by this car and he's like, all right, I'm just gonna go battle with my friends. So let's do a scrim. I gotta make
That's
this
crazy.
scrim.
Yeah, you just got up and walked away.
I personally don't know if I can get full force sent flying by. Oh, we're gonna see a battle here. We're just a dive. Seraphine ulti misses.
Oh, Kaori teleports in.
Anti. Yes.
Hey, he
Oh, it's a 1v4 this time.
Anti
Nice.
gets 1v4'd after coming out, but damage is already done. I think Kaori finding that kill on Pure Llama. She teleports behind him once again.
Each time.
Tefnus doesn't take damage. Look at this. Look. They just use this escape shields Tef, and then they press the W button, and then they get all their health back. How is this allowed? That's crazy.
Each time Anti is the last girl at the bar at the night. You know? You're trying to go for these pretty people like Tef on the Seraphine. Oh, we're gonna see a battle here. Okay, Kaori's ulti.
Okay, no kill. The physical damage by Kaori. She's beaten up. She's teleporting around.
Kaori!
She's everywhere. The double kill. And the heal of War Leader is going in. It's time for the bear. But Llama, great cleanse. Trying to storm them out, but then I don't think Llama's even getting through the shields. And War Leader just walks up, punches him in the face with a stun. And they leave? They don't try to end. They're leaving. They gotta get Dragon Soul, bro. Oh my god.
The RLS special. They live to fight another day. They want to battle some more for this dragon. You know RLS is about battling as well, which is why you gotta respect them. I respect them as opponents because they like to battle.
Alright. So RLS is gonna get the Dragon Soul, I think. Okay, they're gonna get Baron, and then they're gonna get the Dragon Soul.
It's a safer strategy, actually.
But they are against Victor Sivir. You know, like, Sivir can actually wave clear this in the bait. Maybe not against Baron, but, like, if there's a team you don't want to triple inhib and then leave without ending, it's versus Sivir Victor, you know, like they might actually be able to hold this. You know, if we get 400 CS on Erebus, maybe he 1v9s.
That is extremely optimistic viewpoint, and I respect you for being an optimist.
Yeah, you know, gotta look on the bright side of life.
Well, that's nice. The game is probably over here. Well, to get this Dragon Soul, I'm not positive, but
yeah. I don't know. It's a rough one. Okay, God X Anime can steal this. All right, he's recalling.
All right, if they can commit the heist, the 103.
All right.
Maybe it's saved.
If the power of God and anime isn't enough to get this dragon,
That is
then
a good point.
okay. Well, they aren't able to get it this time, so they are against the Hex Tech and Dragon Soul, possibly the best soul in the game. And if they were having trouble battling before, you would not believe how much trouble they will have battling now, with the slow being procced on them over and over again. Oh man, Kaori even has Cyrilda's Grudge, and Anti has Rylai. That's so annoying. What is Wash supposed to do? It's just always slowed. How can they battle?
Yeah, this is unfortunate. Like, this is a slow chokehold by RLS. Actually, I mean, we've been joking a lot, but this is good macro. They did the save option. They backed for this bear. They backed for this dragon, just to battle again. And we're gonna see Villapony walk in here, 1v5, engaging on nobody. I've decided to shotcast. Shyvana's jumping in. What is happening? Okay, wait, this fight is actually looking good for Wash. They got 0 kills. Oh, they got 1. There we go.
All right, if they weren't down at 10,000 gold and Dragon Soul, that's actually a winning fight setup, but unfortunately that is not the game they were playing right now. Llama is going to try and escape with his life, but he isn't go. It's golden. Goes golden.
Punished. Oh, that's unfortunate.
And the bear gets the kill, and War Leader, this merry band of warriors, is going to find the Nexus, explode it with his bare fists. And that's going to be a win for RLS.
With a nice, strong, great, dominant performance in the bedroom, smashing down Wash, just really taking it to him.
Wow. I mean, this is honestly a very exciting game. Probably going to be two of our stronger teams in the tournament. I expect a lot from these teams, and I'm really excited to see where Wash goes from here. We kind of saw a lot of their identity, and we know that they want to battle. And I think if their coach watches this game and they sees the strengths and weaknesses, I think he should really draft more hard engage tools so they can get the battling that their team so desires.
Yeah. As you said, like, this is really important for Wash. Actually, they're facing what is the word I'm thinking of, Clovis? Wow. Wait, I'm blanking.
Their opponents, like the other team.
No, they're facing adversity. Wow, yeah.
Adversity.
I
the struggle. The real opponent is yourself. The internal struggle, just like in anime.
Well, we have got X anime on Team Wash. They're facing adversity.
Both of those things are about internal struggle, you know.
And
not to get too much into theology, but
a lot of teams have been high on Wash this entire tournament so far. They were multiple people ranked them number 1. You can watch that in FF Connect. By the way, I was in FF Connect, and Derek was in FF Connect. Your teammate, Utility Monster, was in FF Connect, and all of us rated Wash as number 1 team coming into the season. They're facing adversity first time in the first game of the series. So I think that if they take this on the positive that you were talking about earlier with the optimistic viewpoint, this is a good way to learn.
Yeah, for sure. You figure out your identity, you figure out what you struggle with, trial by fire, and that's kind of the perfect part about FOF is you really get to just keep practicing, keep iterating, and get these different takes on your team, try these different draft strategies. And I'm excited to see how Wash comes back, because even though the kills looked kind of wild at the end, it wasn't like Wash wasn't fighting. It just felt like they didn't quite have the tools that they wanted to play the type of game they wanted to.
I mean, yeah, we talked about this a lot throughout the game. There was a lot of times where RLS walked away with slivers of health from the Wash, and this might be like a crushing defeat with going past the 420 mark on kills, but there are ways to come back from this. Again, RLS has been a team that's been battling, and they've been using the power of friendship for a long time. But Wash is a new team together.
That's true. Yeah, we kind of have two different parts that we're combining, You gotta iron out how those joints connect. All right, we're going to prepare for the last game of the night, right? Is the last game?
Yep, that would be the last one.
Okay, we're heading into our last game of the night, and referring my handy-dandy schedule, it is going to be yours truly, the AWE led by Ariri.
Wow.
And they're going to be against Clown9, a new entry into the FOF org. So we're going to have to see where that match takes us, and we're going to be heading to a break. Don't go anywhere. I hope you've enjoyed this extremely high-quality broadcast and an extremely high-quality game with FOF, Fang Over Fang, and UB Civlock. Don't go anywhere.
Check out the Patreon.